Former NPR host and Lancaster County native David Green says Google ripped off his voice and used it for their newest AI program.
We have never faced a crisis in trust like we do right now.
We have never faced a crisis in trust like we do right now.
News 8 doing an independent experiment with the program to see if the case has merit.
Dry and mild for now, but more wet weather is returning to the valley soon, and we're tracking the potential for a winter storm for this weekend. We'll have the details in the updated forecast.
Brand new details in the death of a little girl at Hershey Park. The new coroner's report that outlined the timeline of the tragedy at the wave pool.
The clock is ticking to pass a constitutional amendment to allow childhood sexual abuse survivors to hold their abusers accountable in court. The latest on this legislative proposal.
And breaking news from Washington, a man armed with a shotgun tackled on the Capitol steps. The background on the suspect that we're getting from police.
WGAL News 8 at 5 starts now.
News 8 just obtained the coroner's report for the 9-year-old girl who died in Hershey Park's wave pool last summer.
Sarah Metz read through it, joins us now live from the Dauphin County Prothonotary office with what it's telling us. Sarah?
Yeah, the report says just 5 minutes after getting into the wave pool, 9-year-old Sophia Subidi accidentally drowned. And her father actually told the coroner's office after the fact that she did not know how to swim. According to the coroner's report, Sophia Subidi's father says his daughter was very afraid of deep water and does not go towards the deep end. She only liked to stay in the shallow water or smaller pools. The incident happened around 6:45 on July 24th. Lifeguards noticed Sophia face down in the deeper section of the wave pool. At first, the coroner's report said they didn't know if she was just messing around. They used an AED machine to then try and revive her, but she remained in cardiac arrest, according to the report. Sophia was pronounced dead about 2 hours later. It says she was visiting the park with her friend's family that day. Now, we did reach out to Sophia's family again today. They did not want to speak about the incident. In Dauphin County, Sarah Metz, WGAL News 8.
Tonight, we know 2 teenagers are charged in connection with a deadly shooting in Franklin County yesterday that we first reported as a police incident. According to charging documents, 17-year-old Nathan Sanders of Martinsburg, West Virginia, shot the 15-year-old victim on Valley Pine Court in Green Township around 1:45 a.m. 15-year-old Danielle Soper of McConnellsburg is also charged with homicide. According to charging documents, the victim and Soper tried to steal marijuana during a drug deal, and Sanders shot at the victim and Soper. The victim's name has not been released.
Well, the clock is ticking to pass a constitutional amendment to allow child sex abuse survivors in Pennsylvania to hold their abusers accountable.
This has been a very long political fight to try and help the survivors. 8 on Your Side political reporter Tom Lehman joins us live from the state capitol on what needs to happen now. Tom?
Brian, there is an effort to pass a constitutional amendment that would essentially open up a 2-year window for survivors to sue their abusers or whomever they hold accountable. It could be a school or another entity for the abuse that happened, no matter when that abuse occurred, even if it was when they were very young and would fall beyond the statute of limitations. However, with that measure facing some political headwinds already this year, a lot of survivors say they're starting to really get frustrated with this process. It's getting harder for them to hold on to hope.
The lawmakers who work in this building may have a lot of power, but Stephen Leisure says it's their inaction on one particular issue that's frustrated him.
It just makes no sense to me.
Steve says the former teacher who abused him as a teenager decades ago has died, but he'd still like to be able to sue the school that hired him, and at the very least, have his day in court.
This isn't about money. It's not about anything like that. It's about just holding these institutions accountable and just making them realize that they've hurt a lot of people.
Under Pennsylvania law, the claims in that lawsuit would be too old, beyond the statute of limitations. But a proposed constitutional amendment would give survivors 2 years to file a lawsuit. Similar measures have been passed in 33 U.S. states and territories.
It takes so long for many survivors to come to an understanding of what happened to them.
Representative Nate Davidson of Harrisburg is the chief sponsor on the amendment, as well as a bill that would enact that window through a regular law. But because constitutional amendments must be passed by 2 consecutive General Assemblies, Davidson says the clock is ticking to pass the first leg of the amendment this year.
If we pass it this year, we can pass it very early in the next session and get that on the ballot in front of the voters in 2027. If we don't pass it this year, the earliest they could see it is 2029.
Now, this is certainly not the first time this measure has been proposed or even voted on, for that matter. It almost made it to the ballot for voters to decide on, if not for a mistake by the Department of State under former Governor Tom Wolf. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to dive into a little bit more on some of the political issues surrounding this proposal, why it is facing at least a little bit of pushback right now from some Senate Republicans, as well as some of the concerns about how taxpayers could be impacted. But for now, here at the state capitol, Tom Lehman, WGAL News 8.
A common sight on streets across the Susquehanna Valley the past few days, all that snow that fell a few weeks ago and then turned rock solid, now starting to retreat a little bit, leading to some wet roads and sidewalks in places here like Harrisburg.
Yeah, we're starting to thaw out. Let's get a check on the forecast with meteorologist Ethan Houston.
Yeah, finally starting to see a bit more sunshine and spring-like warmth, and it really is a tale of two halves, and that lingering snowpack is causing some issues with our temperatures. Look at Lancaster right now, just at 38 degrees. Harrisburg, you're at 42, but the envy of the Susquehanna Valley, our western viewers, Chambersburg sitting at 51, 50 right now in Lewistown, where we had a little bit more sunshine, less fog, and a lighter, or just a little bit less snow that's still on the ground. Still up to 57 right now in Pittsburgh. So east of the mountains, still cool, and we do have some sunshine outside right now, but we're going to see that cloud cover thicken as we go through this evening on into tonight. And once again, fog could be an issue. Right now, visibility is just 5 miles in Lancaster, 3 miles in Reading. We are making it an impact night as we do have the chance for some dense fog across the Susquehanna Valley with temperatures down into the mid-30s. Then for tomorrow, scattered showers start moving back into the region. Now, so we're going to keep this spring-like warmth around for another couple of days as temperatures will likely peak above average. We have an active pattern this work week. Tomorrow, we have a chance for some showers, also some chance for some showers getting closer to the weekend, but on into the weekend. Increase confidence. We are seeing the confidence going up that we could be contending with either snow or rain. And with more on that, here's meteorologist Mike Susko with the details. Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Ethan. That's right. We've been watching the storm here for a little bit across the area, and what you're looking at now is the European model. This model, if you were watching our noon newscast earlier, was a little bit farther south. It has shifted northward and now does bring some wintry weather to the Susquehanna Valley. The American model has been more persistent in that it keeps that snow around, but you can see that we're still seeing some differences here even at this point. So the big question is, once we take all the models, what are we looking at here? This is the chance for accumulating snowfall. Right now, it looks like a medium chance across the Susquehanna Valley of seeing accumulating snow Sunday and into early Monday. The exact timing will be worked out as we get closer to the event. There's still some little nuances that we need to iron out here, but the timing, it does look like it's the second half of the weekend, maybe into early next week. The storm track, the confidence has increased a little bit compared to what we were earlier today. Totals are still low, though. We're still seeing a wide range across the models, and it really depends on temperature, as well as that mix line, which we do expect to once again influence the Susquehanna Valley's weather and rain snow combination here across the area. So right now, the storm track is the key. While there is a chance for accumulating snow, if that track is a little bit farther away, it takes down the totals. Temperatures at the ground and aloft, high above our heads, has to be taken into account, especially with the Atlantic Ocean. We'll have winds that come in off of the ocean, and that is how we end up getting that warmer air aloft that ends up switching us over to that sleet and freezing rain. Models are still inconsistent, though, so we will be eventually seeing them come a little bit more together, but there's still a lot of uncertainty, and I do anticipate we will see some major swings in totals, guys, especially this far out. So just something to be aware of here. You're probably going to see these big swings over the next couple of days, maybe some high totals on maybe your phone or on social media. It's not out of the question. It's just right now, this is too inconsistent in the models.
So wait and see.
Exactly.
Stay
yes.
tuned is what you're saying.
Yes, we're still 5-6 days out. A lot can change between now and then.
All right. Thank you, Mike.